It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Line and he backs us in trouble, and they go. Gordon to the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last half, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 5 in season number 5 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Series. We are here at Hotlanta, the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's the John Deere 300 here. 39 laps of action around this 1.54 mile speedway in Hampton, Georgia. Great to have you alongside for this Friday afternoon here from Atlanta, Georgia. Now we're going to have a couple guys calling this race for you who you know very well, Nathan Stapleton and Trey Wright. Nathan will have the main call, and all the way back almost 5 years ago, Nathan gave us the name for this race, the John Deere 300, and it's still the John Deere 300, so that's why I put him in for this race here today. And he'll call the action alongside with Trey Wright. So, one big story here in the Turkey Hill Series in the past few races. When we went west, we had 0 cautions in the 3 races we had at Las Vegas, California, and Phoenix. Do you think we're going to have a caution in today's race, or will we go 4 straight races without a caution here in the Turkey Hill Series?
Well, I think we might see some carnage because Hotlanta is multiple glues who have been sliding, and these guys could make a mistake, try to do a slide job gone wrong, and then people can go around. I don't think we will go 4 straight races without a caution, but who knows? Some of these guys are very experienced, and we could go 4 straight races without a caution in the Turkey Hill Series.
We could very well see that here today at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and the series has definitely been unpredictable so far. 4 different winners. Of course, that's kind of common with these Enter 2003 series where the ratings are equal for everyone. Of course, Trey Smith won at Daytona. Daniel Voiles ended up getting the win in Las Vegas. Jake Rogers of California. Last week, Christian Vargas. All those guys, except for Jake Rogers, had won a race before in Napa Fan prior to coming into the Turkey Hill Series, and about half of the field has never won a race before, so the guys who have experience tend to be doing fairly good this season. Trey, we got a rookie, or necessarily a guy who's never won before in Napa Fan, starting on the pole position, but a lot of guys behind him have won before. Will we have a first-time winner here tonight, or will it be somebody else who has won before on Napa Fan?
Well, on a track like Atlanta, something like a rookie winning here is not exactly what you see every day. Of course, you have to bring the exception of Kevin Harvick in 2001, but that's real life. And in our 2003, it definitely is possible, but like Nathan aforementioned, Atlanta is definitely one of the hardest tracks on the circuit. It's got multiple racing grooves. Carnage is very likely here, unlike some of the tracks that went out west. Not to mention that this is the roughest surface on the entire circuit. Tires are going to be torn to shreds here. We're going to see probably 1 or 2 pit stops in this race, possibly. And it'll probably jump up the field, so we'll definitely have to see how that shapes everything out. And we're not entirely sure who's going to end up in victory lane, but anybody could honestly win this, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see who wins this race.
Yeah, we will have 1 pit stop in this race. It's actually going to be very late in the race as well. We're expecting about lap 32, lap 33 if this race stays green, so they can almost effectively go the whole race on 1 tank of gas. But as Trey mentioned, a very rough surface here at Atlanta. Tires are going to be very critical to how well you run, and if we do happen to go green to that point, we could see some strategy get played out considering how late the pit stops are going to be in the race if we go green. In the point standings, John Andrews holds on to the points lead as I dropped my pencil, but that's all right. Josh King and Trey Smith, both 6 points behind Christian Vargas and Daniel Voiles, both 8 points behind. That's the top 5 after 4 races. That'll look a lot different once we're done here today from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. John Deere 300 about to commence. It's Bobo Jones in the 73. His teammate won last week with Christian Vargas. He's going to be starting alongside the number 22 machine. That is Jordan Lopez. And we got Noah Clifton and Carter Friesen in row number 2. Parker Smith and John Andrews are points leader in row number 3. The 88 of Lathan Strickland and California winner Jake Rogers in row 4. Then it's Agar Barreto and Josh King in row number 5. Double check, make sure everyone's rolling off just fine. And they are. We're going to go ahead, send it down to Nathan Stapleton and Trey Wright for the call of the 2020 John Deere 300 from Atlanta. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Napa fan, and you're set for 39 amazing laps. You're at one of the fastest mile and a half and one of the most thrilling and damaging on tires. One of the worst tracks for tires on the circuit. What do you think we'll see here today at Atlanta today?
I think we're definitely going to see a lot of passing, a lot of jockeying for position. That pit stop right at the end is definitely going to be crucial. My pick to win the race is definitely going to be that number 73 of Bobo Jones. He was fast during qualifying, so I think he can definitely get it done, avoid the carnage, and probably gonna end up win this thing, even though he is a rookie.
Here we go. Will a veteran win or will a rookie win? Green flag in there, and we are green for the 2020 John Deere 300. And Bobo Jones will lead lap number 1 here at Heartland, and right in front of Noah Clifton in second place.
Yeah, Jordan Lopez, he did not get a good start, and this isn't real life, so I like that they put this in the video game. But when you're restarting on the outside here at Atlanta, that there is hardly any grip, so we just saw it there. Lopez, he got shuffled back to 4th in just a matter of 2 laps, but he's going to try to get back in that podium position past the 35 of Jake Rogers. At least I think it's the 35. Oh, 3 wide. That's 25. Excuse me.
They thought about 3 wide, but right now just single file and double file throughout the entire 40-car field.
23.
And oh,
that was
Smith. They about got into a NS Racing sandwich 3 wide, but they keep it straight for now.
You can see Igor Barreto trying to make a 3 wide situation work on the inside. It's going to get a little bit tight. He's going to walk up the racetrack just a bit. Jordan Lopez is like, I'm not getting in this. Oh, he nearly gets pinched by John Andrews as they transition onto the back straightaway. And here comes the 44, Parker Smith, in that Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet. Excuse me, yes, it is a Chevrolet. And he's going to try and go for the lead with Barreto in tow. Oh! That was close right there.
These guys, there's enough room to go 3 and 4 wide, but once they go 4 wide, it gets tight really, really fast. But here comes the number 2 of Igor Barreto up to 2nd, and maybe even try to take the race lead from Bobo Jones, but it's been all Bobo Jones so far 3 wide for the race lead.
Smith got knocked. Yeah, that's Parker Smith got knocked into the marbles a little bit, along with who's in the 22 again? Jordan Lopez. Lopez is going the wrong direction. Like you said, 3 wide for the race lead. Barreto in the middle of that sandwich. He's going to try and make it work on the high side. This is going to be interesting. Going to get tight off the corner.
And with these guys, there's definitely at least 3 lanes. The bottom, the middle, and the top, and so far, Bobo Jones has been able to work that very high side work. But now Barreto might pinch up to the high side, but gets blocked by Bobo Jones.
Logan Williams now 37. He's got the 46 and Noah Clifton in tow. He's going to try and make it work off the corner here. No, he does not have the 73 cleared just yet. But he definitely has a good car on that inside. He's going to try and dogfight with that 73 for a little bit. Meanwhile, Igor Barreto, once again, walking up the racetrack just a bit. Looked to make it a 3 wide, but he thought better of it, which is a good idea.
And right now, Bobo Jones is dominating on the outside lane, mostly laying here at Atlanta. But that 37 and now Noah Clifton tried picking out and ditching the 37, but they stay together and trying to take that race lead still.
Yeah, you see Igor Barreto, he had to check up back there, and he's a couple car lengths behind that 73. So if the 46 can get up to the rear bumper of that 37, he could try and make something work. But here comes Friesen on the inside. He's trying to get a Friesen for a reason. As Bobo Jones, he's lost the drafting part. He's going to fall back on that outside, possibly. 3 wide for second place. Car on the wall. That is the 35 of Jake Rogers in the Manscaped Go New Racing car.
Yeah, that's something that happens every so often at Atlanta. We're playing one right up against the wall, but then you get maybe a little bit too high, and it costs you. Meanwhile, the first time all race long, we have a new race leader, the 37 of the 23, my man, of Carter Friesen, the Canadian out front.
The Canadian down in the south. As Noah Clifton, he's going to try and go for the lead. He's got the number 00 Mitchell Collins, the Baja Blast car behind him. Wow, just look at the slingshot that the 23 got off the corner right there. He's gonna go right up to the top in front of the 37, and he's gonna try and block 2 lanes at once. Meanwhile, looked like there was 3 wide for a moment mid-pack with the 19 of Christopher Alphaby, and 3 wide for third place.
And for these guys right now, the 10 laps at the line, 11 laps in, about a third of the way through a tire run, and you can just tell the tires are falling off, and the outside lane is starting to become more dominant, and they're starting to slip and slide every bit more here at Atlanta.
Yeah, with these tires wearing out, as you said, they're starting to slip and slide a little bit more. That could be the possibility of an accident. 3 by 3 wide mid-pack. This could get dangerous, especially with these cars acting a little loose. Meanwhile, this is all up behind the number 23 of Carter Friesen. Oh, was that 4 wide I saw? No, that was not. It's an optical illusion for me.
But if they're not careful and someone decides to be very dangerous because he's 4 wide, but right now, single file of the top 3 or 4, and the Canadians still out front. But these guys are slipping and sliding like crazy right now here at Atlanta.
Slip and slide on a summer day, and here comes a 37 of Logan Williams. He's going to try and get to the inside. He's not going to be able to get there. Friesen is just right on that right front of that 37. Meanwhile, John Andrews, the current points leader in that American Motorsports OA Ford, he's cracked the top 5, and he's going to try and go for the podium position on Jones. He's going to slide up the racetrack right there. And he's not going to get it. Jones is going to get the run off the outside.
One thing that's very different from the past Atlanta versions, like 2014 and 2017, is pack racing. We haven't seen pack racing yet. It completely cycles out, and it's more of a middle lane, as we all saw that American Motorsports Ford that the points leader slip and slide in turn 3 and 4 and almost got into the Baja Blast 00.
He also nearly collected that number 24, Matthew Brown. Brown had a good run a couple weeks ago at Auto Club, if I'm not mistaken. He's got the 52 car of Owen Miles in tow. That's your top 5.
And we are officially halfway through this fuel one. Still 5 laps to go till we are halfway through this race. We're halfway through these tires and this fuel one. These guys are slipping and sliding, and you can just tell because of these older tires. It's slowly becoming more of a driver's race, and Friesen has a pretty big gap for Atlanta standards, a 3/10 of a second gap.
Oh yeah, we're 16 laps in this run, and I think Friesen definitely has the best long run car in this field. But don't look now. That 24 Matthew Brown, he started this race mid-pack, if I'm not mistaken. He's just chugging up there. Meanwhile, there's that car. I'm not entirely sure which car that is.
The ride towards the back half of the field, but as long as they don't go forward, we will be all safe and sound. But who knows, these guys could get edgy and make it 4 wide. But right now,
knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood that they don't. But at the same time, it wouldn't be a bad thing because we haven't had a crash since Daytona for these guys. So they've been doing really good, but this track is really abrasive. But so far, so good here at Hotman for Carter Friesen.
Bobo Jones. Whoa, 37. Matthew. No, that's not Matthew Logan. That's Logan Williams. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. He's got really loose in the apex of 3 and 4. Meanwhile, car number 8, Mark Allen. Haven't heard that name in ever. In fact, I'm not sure if he's a rookie or not. But he's up into the point at Hotland, and Friesen's going to try and get it as a new rival in this race at least, and going to try and get around that number 8.
Yeah, the 8 just did a slide job, and that's the second time that the 37 of Logan Williams. What keeps on happening is that on that very high side, because the track is so bumpy, and or the one of the scenes, it just sends them up the track. I think that's what's happening to that 37 and multiple other cars, and that sends them up the racetrack. But right now, Mark Allen out front after doing a slide job. Atlanta looking back to the field, the lead wide at almost hitting the wall for the 25.
Indeed, as we look back through the field, and there's pace car right there. Allen's still out in front. And here comes the 52 car, Owen Miles. He's gonna do a little bit of a slide job in front of that 23, and he's gonna go up to second. Friesen falls back down to third. Don't look now, here comes the 10 car of Nick Smith in that WWE Mustang. He's going to go for second on Owen Miles. Miles had to check up a little bit there. That 10 car is going to go for second.
3 wide in this front half of the field, and 3 wide in this lead pack, if you want to say, you're at Atlanta. And these guys, they keep on sliding higher and higher up the racetrack, and they keep on getting bigger and bigger ones on that outside lane. And you mentioned it before, we've always seen a couple slide jobs, and I don't think we're done yet from seeing slide jobs.
As you see, the 10 car, he's going to go on the outside. Meanwhile, that absolutely ugly number 39 car of Josh Williamson, he's going to go for second place. Whoever designed that car deserves to be thrown in a psychiatric ward and does not deserve to come out. Whoever designed that car, that was me. There was nearly 4 wide mid-pack right there, but they kept it together. And Owen Miles in that Popeyes car, he's going to try and go for second, 3 wide off the corner. And this is all that Mark Allen wants to see out of his rear view window. More 3 wide in this little mini pack up front.
A couple of times now, they've been very close of going 4 wide. And honestly, if they don't crash before pit stops, they will most likely not crash here today at Atlanta. And now, the top 4 of single file here at Atlanta. And Carl Friesen Larson lane in 3 and 4, trying to get as much momentum as possible, and maybe go 3 and 4 wide here at Atlanta.
Friesen just, like you said, he was running the Larson line right probably an inch away from the wall. He nearly put his right rear quarter panel on that outside wall, but he kept it off, and he's still up in this thing. Meanwhile, Mark Allen's still out in front.
Dominating right now. Once he got that lead, he has not taken it back. Down for third between the 10 and looks like the 11 going for third.
Indeed, and like you said, we have pit stops coming up in probably 5 or so laps. So that will definitely shake things up on pit road. So we'll have to see what happens if Mark Allen can still pull this thing off. And like you said, Landon Smith Jr., one of the million Smiths in this series. He's up inside this top in the podium position. Meanwhile, Friesen once again running the Larson line, trying to get the slingshot momentum off of 4. Unfortunately, he's still going the wrong direction. Battle for the lead. Here comes Miles from the inside.
Miles and Allen battling for the race lead. Miles slides up the racetrack.
Almost tried to do the slide job right there. And Miles, he's going to try and get the run off on the 8 car again. He's going to fall back, get some momentum from the 11. And here he comes, trying to get there. Ooh, Allen on the high side. He's going to slingshot off.
Trying to make that inside lane work, and you mentioned it, you're just about 5 or 6 laps away. Slide job from Owen Miles. He's gonna take the top spot away.
Yeah, Alan's going to school here. Honestly, like I said, there's the wreck. There's the
The
wreck.
75
Oh, there
Clifton
goes
upside down.
Clifton's upside down. This is the big one on the backstretch here at Atlanta. Oh, 24 nearly went upside down.
Clifton upside down again.
Jordan Lopez. Oh, and a barrel roll crashed. One of the Otter Island Motorsports cars is in it. And after a few weeks, we finally get a wreck.
And it's the big one here at Atlanta. The big one strikes multiple colors. The big one strikes at Atlanta. No, Clifton goes upside down not once but twice, and that's racing Nike Camaro. And this changes everything. Most likely 99% of the field is going to pit here, and they will be set to go for about 7 or 6 lap dash in the John Deere 300.
Oh yeah, these drivers are definitely screaming for tires. They want grip, especially this late in the game. So this will definitely even things out a little bit, as they won't be cycling around for pit stops. But this is definitely going to be the money stop. I don't think, as they're restarting single file, I don't think there's going to be another yellow, but we'll just have to wait and see. But man, as aforementioned, after the West Coast swing with 0 cautions, we get an absolutely massive wreck. Nearly saw 2 cars go upside down. We saw Noah Clifton upside down. Nearly saw Matthew Brown in that 24 car flip over. Now here they come on the pit road. Definitely going to be interesting seeing some guys get out already.
And looks like Mark Allen will win the race off of pit road in that number 8 Mountain Dew Camaro. And second will be Logan Williams as well.
Yeah, 52 car of Owen Miles. He at a little bit of a slow stop. P4, the number 39, Josh Williamson. Rounding out the top 5 off of pit road is the 44, Parker Smith.
And Zach Guerrero out of nowhere freelance racing as well. Got a great pit stop. And a couple others that we haven't seen all race long might have a shot late in this race. But
we'll definitely have to go back and see what happened, what transpired to bring out the first yellow of the day. The first yellow since Daytona in the Turkey Hill Series.
Coming off of turn number 2, Noah Clifton hit one of those seams, went up the racetrack and into the outside wall. Not too bad of an impact, but just scraped it, and that forced the driver behind him to take avoiding action. And then 4 wide Calamity corner strikes that Atlanta. Noah Clifton and Matthew Brown get together, and then all heck breaks loose. Alex Bonsignor in the 75 goes down low and hits the inside wall. And then the Baja Blast car sends Clifton back up the racetrack into the 63. Big impact, flips Clifton upside down. 24 spins around. The 63 ends up spinning around as well. And Noah Clifton spins on his roof. The 30 sits as well, and then the 24 got T-boned. Almost went upside down, and Mike Noah Clifton got back on his wheels. He got rear-ended from behind and went upside down again, and then just slid on his lid until he eventually stopped. And then back here, the 64 got rammed from behind from Alex Bonsignor. He was gonna be fine, was still gonna be on track if he just hit the inside wall, but then he just went full speed and ran into the back of the 64, and that's what ultimately ended his day here at Atlanta. Multiple crashes and multiple wrecks here in the first caution of the day, and in the John Deere 300.
To watch this in real time, Clifton tried to larsen it just a little bit too much, and he got clipped by Matthew Brown, spins everybody out, and then shoots back up the track and flips over. Meanwhile, absolute calamity, the 63 goes spinning like a top. And then Chloe Reimer on the inside gets absolutely rammed in the rear by Bonsignor. As you can see, Noah Clifton just sitting there on his roof in the apex of the 3 and 4. And we're going to go on board with Jordan Lopez here in a moment, but just a pretty massive accident, probably just the metaphorical straw that broke the camel's back, the camel being the West Coast swing that we've had where it's had no cautions. So definitely a tough situation for these guys, but it's going to shoot set up a shootout towards the end of this race. And as aforementioned, we're going to go on board with the number 22 of Jordan Lopez, outside pole sitter of this race. Jordan Lopez running in the back right here after starting outside pole. And you're going to see the smoke coming from behind, the smoke that's pouring to these guys after the last couple of races. He's slowing down, trying to avoid it, and out of nowhere, here comes a 46, walks right back up the racetrack. He gets deflected by a couple of guys, and that affectionately ends his run for the race win. So we'll clean this mess up. Lopez will have that car flipped over with the AMR guys. Cars have come down pit road. Mark Allen is in the lead, and let's head back to the restart here in the John Deere 300.
Welcome back to Heartland and at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the 5th race of the season and for the John Deere 300. Mark Allen will lead us back to the lane with 7 laps to go in the John Deere 300.
Definitely going to see. Oh, sorry. You continue.
Chaos, and most likely, if they crash again, race will be over.
Indeed, got a fresh set of tires for everybody, so it's honestly anybody's race, especially if they go 2 and 3 wide up at the front in this first couple of laps. We're going to be going back green with 6 laps to go. Who's going to win it? Mark Allen got a good jump on that number 37, but hopefully not too big of a jump, because the 37 will probably get the run on the outside. With everybody's on equal grounds with these fresh tires. Not sure if we lost Nathan or not.
I have returned. I have a technical difficulty with stuff, but I have returned, and Mark Allen is still out front. Atlanta.
Oh, somebody's.
Oh,
that's not good.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Oh, somebody's dead. Everybody's dead. Oh, God.
Man.
Oh, goodness. Oh, somebody just got T-boned. 63 car. That's some. That was. Well.
That might have just done it. Seth Kohler for mechanical issue, and that might have just done it in the John Deere 300.
That was completely unexpected. I was wondering why Josh Williamson ducked down to the inside, and then we see the 79 come into frame, and then everybody just ARCA brakes into that. But man, that was a turn of events. And like you said, they took the yellow with 5 laps to go, so that will most likely end this race.
I'm going to chime in here and say that we might end up with a 1 lap to go shootout, because at the moment, right when they took it, it was 5 to go. The caution periods, I believe, have been 4 laps here at Atlanta, so with that in mind, they might be able to get back out there and do a 1 lap dash, but like you said, unexpected. As the 79, you might have heard me there as they were coming on the 79 there, but Seth Cole with an issue, and they jammed it up behind him, trying to avoid him.
Definitely a bizarre scenario right there.
And they were not able to avoid him, and it was kind of like the we realized that spinning race from Phoenix today, when someone had a problem, and they just stopped on track and had a crash, and I don't know what Seth Cole's doing. And
there he goes.
But a tough way for Seth Cole, a mechanical issue, and just a tough day overall for Island Motorsports. The 75 got involved in the crash, and then Seth Cole ends up getting involved in the crash because of a mechanical issue.
Yeah, we saw the points leader, John Andrews. He had a lot of damage. He had a couple of hard hits right there. So we'll have to definitely watch the replay on what happened. He's pulling it down. I think he might just call it quits for the day, honestly. So definite tough break for the 32 car. Definitely going to hurt him in the points. So definitely have to watch the replay on this.
Well, this is one of the strangest things I've ever seen. Seth Cole had a mechanical issue. No really shocked that happens a lot on cautions, but then he just missed pit road when pit road was open, and then he just continued on the racetrack, and eventually came to almost a dead stop, and then just calamity happened, all because of Seth Cole.
Yeah, you see the pack coming in. They're 3 and 4 right there. Their spotters are probably like, what was in that coffee that I just drank? He's coming up right there. That scares the Christmas out of everybody. And then that just caused a huge crash. That car nearly went upside down. Josh Andrews nearly wrecked. And then, oh my goodness. And then watch 63 of Jonathan Logan. He gets T-boned. And somebody goes in the inside wall. That was just... I'm absolutely speechless right there. Why he didn't go down pit road? Why they didn't throw the yellow right there? Why everybody ARCA braked? I don't. That is the weirdest thing I have seen in NR 2003 since the infamous debris caution at Charlotte in season 6, I think it was, in the Chick-fil-A Cup series. That's the strangest thing I've seen. So, oh my goodness.
That's by far one of the strangest things I've seen overall. And it's just chaos here at Atlanta. And I believe that we might have a one-lap dash, like Napa said, in the John Deere 300. So with that being said, with all that drama and craziness in turn 1 and 2, let's go ahead and see if we will have a one-lap shootout, or if the race will be over, in the Season 5 John Deere 300. Well, guys, great news. Lights are off the pace car, and we are going to have one of those classic Atlanta finishes here in the Turkey Hill Series, a one-lap dash. Can Mark Allen hold off the 37 of Logan Williams, the 52 of Owen Miles, the 11 of Landon Smith Jr., and the number 35 as well?
Yeah, Jake Rogers, he's up in this shindig. I think Mark Allen, as long as he can hold that 37 off, he's definitely going to have a great chance to win this race. Green/white checkered finish coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. Green and white flag being waved simultaneously.
It's going to come down to Mark Allen or Logan Williams, I think. Because with these guys going double 5 or third, that's going to cost them the race win. Down the back stretch for the final time, Williams and Allen.
Williams, I don't think he's going to get it. No, he had to pin it right there, so I think Mark Allen coming off of turns 3 and 4 as the 35 is going to walk off the racetrack a little bit. Mark Allen is going to be the winner of the John Deere 300 here in Atlanta.
It came down to a one-lap dash, but at the end of the day, it did not matter if the race ended under caution. Well, apparently it did under caution. That something happened, but supposedly something happened, but it didn't matter if a caution happened. And oh yeah, something did happen.
Oh, we had another yellow, so regardless, he won. So we'll definitely have to see what happened to bring out the caution on the final lap. But regardless, Mark Allen is your winner here in Atlanta.
And a wild race indeed. The end of that one here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. But Mark Allen, after all that, is your race winner, and almost appeared that maybe pit stops were going on at the end there, which would make absolutely no sense because they had plenty of time to pack those cars full of fuel there. But let's quickly go ahead and see what happened to bring out the caution on the final lap, even though it did not affect the race winner. And this is what happened here. Jordan Lopez in the 22, who was involved in that first accident, has heavy damage. And Ryan Benjamin in the 21, who was involved in the second accident, got him to Trey Smith and sent him right into Mendez. Mendez had nowhere to go. And that was coming to the checkered flag there right at the end. And all these guys with damage are coming down. We had a lot of guys in the back come down the pit lane as well. Not entirely sure what the deal was with those guys. this race was going really normal, and then all of a sudden it flipped over on its head. But in the end, Mark Allen, your race winner here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I don't know what to make from all of that, guys, but that was wild.
Definitely an interesting race here today, but regardless, Mark Allen's in victory lane, and nobody can take that away. And that's not irregular here. We have a pretty good driver. I'm not sure if he's a rookie or not. But,
He is. That was his first career Napa fan win right there for Mark Allen. So
that's good.
That's got to feel pretty good, especially in a race like this. As you take a look at the official standings of the event on your screen, Mark Allen, your winner. Great run for Logan Williams as well. Landon Smith Jr., all those guys in the top 3. None of them have ever won a race on Napa Fan before, of course. One of them got it, but pretty much best career finishes for all of those guys finishing top 3 here today at Atlanta. But once Mark Allen got the lead, no one can get around him, and the rest was history once he took that race lead away from who was Carter Friesen at the time. Actually, you know what? It might have been Owen Miles. He took it away from him initially, and then from there... actually took it away from him Miles on the pit lane, beat him off the pit lane. Miles had actually been ahead of him when the first caution came out, and then Mark Allen got around him on the pit lane, and from there Mark Allen was able to hold on. Of course, there was only about 3 laps under green there after that first caution came out, so that's how it all goes down here from Atlanta. But take a look there at the finishing results and final thoughts on this race, guys, before we take it away. And what do you think we're going to see in tomorrow's Chick-fil-A Cup Series race here? Do you think it's going to be just as wild?
Yeah, I honestly think so. Atlanta is known to be wild. It's known to get crazy at times, just like today. And with this new version, slipping and sliding, we saw way more slide jobs and way more craziness in multiple different lanes than what we have in the past, and not as much, not as many, I guess you can say, cycle racing, and I enjoy that a lot. So I'm really looking forward to see what will happen in tomorrow's SunTrust 500.
Yeah, and definitely, we saw with the tire wear had a really large factor in the style of this race. The first style was your when the tires were fresh was your standard whatever it's called, asphalt race. They were just sticking their lines, not really passing. And then once the tires got 10 or 20 laps on them, that's when they started to do dirt style racing, slide jobs, and whatever it's called, crossovers and everything like that. It definitely got a lot more ragged and rough edge than your refined asphalt racing. So definitely can't wait to see that in tomorrow's SunTrust Bank 500 here in Atlanta. It's definitely going to be a really fun race to watch, and we'll just have to see what happens here at Atlanta Motor Speedway tomorrow.
It's going to be a good one in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. One of the best races in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series every single year. Heck, it's the home of Chick-fil-A, so it's a pretty big deal, the Atlanta race. And it's the first 500-mile race that we've had. You put that in quotation marks since we used 20% of the length since the Daytona 500 back in February. So Josh King, your points leader now. He's able to overtake John Andrews right there, but they're still pretty close, 7 points behind for Andrews. Great run for Christian Vargas in this race. Well, no, he's finished 22nd, but still managed to end up going to 13 points behind Jacob Hammond, 14 points behind, and Trey Smith, 18 points behind. The top 5 in points exiting Atlanta. Next week, it's Homestead, another Thursday night race, and Homestead is now early on in the season, so that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out for the New Era 300 in the Turkey Hill Series. Race number 6 going to be down in Miami, Florida. Actually, Homestead, Florida, more officially, because it's pretty much the southernmost thing in the continental United States. Continuous in the United States. I don't know what the actual word is. Here I am, a junior in college, and I don't even know proper vocabulary. Either way, congratulations to Mark Allen on your race, on his race victory, I should say, here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the John Deere 300. We'll see you guys tomorrow at noon Eastern Time for the SunTrust 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. That's going to be a fun one, 65 laps tomorrow, and it'll be fun to see how that all plays out. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton and Trey Wright, thank you guys so much for calling the race. It was a wild one here from Atlanta, but a good one at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys later.
See you guys.
Bye.